Alright guys, we at lightweight and thereabouts have had a great career that probably won't last much longer. We've had Juan Manuel Marquez, and he is, almost 40 now and won't be competing very long. So I have made an assertion, a claim that is upsetting some people, and so I want to address it. I said that Marquez would have given who's considered the greatest lightweight champion ever, Roberto Duran, a really tough fight and might actually have outpointed him. And people say, well, you're out of your mind. So let me explain my reasoning. Yes, in the 1970s, Roberto Duran is recognized as the pound-for-pound king of that decade. I get it. I've known it since I was 10. And Juan Manuel Marquez has done very well off and on, even with Manny Pacquiao, who was the pound-for-pound champion from about the year 2007 into 2012. Marquez, meanwhile, didn't control 5 seconds of his fight versus Floyd Mayweather. And so how can I make such a claim? Well, it's very simple. Styles make fights. The paper, rock, scissors of the different styles between these opponents make it pretty easy to see that a stationary counterpuncher with grit and power gives Duran real problems. All you have to do is look at his greatest rivalry in his best division. The first guy to beat him, the first guy to drop him, not once but twice, Esteban de Jesus, would see him go into that three-step pivot. He's what they called a heel-toe guy, and he would move sideways and come back with the left hook, and he dropped Duran twice. And it's considered the first fight was an incredible upset. The second fight was the fight of the year, where Duran was dropped again and had to fight harder and more ferocious than maybe ever before to survive him. And then Duran made the transition in the third fight, for which he's most known in the 1970s, and that is he became the boxer against De Jesus. And a stationary counterpuncher has horrible problems with a boxer, as Manuel Marquez, being a stationary counterpuncher, had horrible problems with a mobile counterpuncher, Mayweather. A stationary counterpuncher loses to a mobile counterpuncher of equal value about 99 times out of 100. But any guy who came into Marquez is going to have a whole lot of trouble. And if De Jesus gave Duran trouble, Marquez would give him trouble. Marquez would have given, I believe, Alexis Arguello, the explosive thin man, everything he could handle. Here's a guy you can knock down repeatedly. You can repeatedly knock down Marquez, and he's going to get up and he's going to be as ferocious at the end as he was at the beginning. There is no getting the dog out of this guy. He's going to charge his fight plan with all the vigor and venom he's capable of every second of every round. There's no intimidating him. I think Duran would have had a horrible time with him. I think that Arguello would have had a horrible time with him. Anybody who moves into Marquez is going to take a pounding. We've seen it repeatedly, and we have to be careful of regarding Duran as mythos of an era and get sentimental about it, when you can clearly see that stylistically he has trouble with Marquez. Would Marquez have beaten him? He very well may have, and for the same reason that he was a threat to Pacquiao. De Jesus was basically a one-handed threat to Duran, but Marquez can do it from both sides. And as blasphemous as this sounds, I think that he might have upset the apple cart. Let me know what you think. Christian Shreve, bestboxingbets.com. I'm also the author of Money Boxing, available on Amazon.